Okay, hello all. Good evening, good morning. This is Akshay here from NexTech PLM Solutions. So let's start with today's topic. And I mean, as we know, by the title, we know that we'll be having a brief overview on the Teamcenter product configurator functionalities. So, with respect to uh, our agenda, these are going to be the topics that we'll be, going through. So the first would be what are the key business challenges? I mean, why do we need product configurator? For that matter, any product configurator. Then, with respect to Teamcenter, what are all those variability solutions which cater the product configurator specific requirements? uh, out of which we'll be explicitly talking or discussing about Teamcenter product configurator. So we'll see like what are all those key capabilities with respect to Teamcenter product configurator, and then we'll see at a high level the overall process, like how this product configurator can be used in a larger canvas, or like from the whole process management point of view, how Teamcenter configurator can be used. And then we'll also try to see one quick point on how to migrate a legacy variant uh, in in product configurator based application. So let's get started. Let's start with the challenges. So like, why do we need product configurator? So so the first reason, or like first challenge, is like, as we know, products are getting complex by each passing day. So it's like there are I mean, customer is uh, uh, demanding greater variability across products, and ultimately it leads to OEMs or manufacturers to build multiple products with various features, and ultimately it leads to a higher product complexity. And you, in that case, you need a robust system to manage all this product complexity in a single environment. Then customers demand is something like I was talking about. So uh, since customer is like asking for or demanding for products with multiple variations, so it is then very essential for manufacturers to produce low cost uh, products without affecting the quality. And also uh, they can lower the product cost by not unneeded features to the standard product. Then offer variety without driving up the cost. So that is something uh, is like, as an manufacturer, so we have to basically offer multiple variability within the product, but without impacting on the cost as such. So that this requires a configurator backbone where variability definition is stored in a central place of truth. Then many contributors to the product definition. So nowadays it is not something like a single product manager or someone from sales. They are contributing to uh, design the product features. So it is like multiple teams, multiple product or marketing managers are working on the single product. And then it needs to be all this information needs to be defined centrally, and should be used by downstream applications like engineering or manufacturing, so that both the, I mean, all the departments on they would be on same page. So that is something is one of the challenge where you need configurator. Then complex network of features and constraints. So within a single product, you have multiple features. I mean, the features which are actually used by the product, and then ultimately, and of course, various rules or constraints to control those features. So ultimately, it leads to a complex. I mean, it leads to the complexity, and for that, again, you need good you need a good configurator application to manage all these things. And of course, visualization is something important as a part of configurations, which basically uh, uh, it is kind of a ease of experience to the end users, to the customers, where they can visualize the combination of various features, and ultimately they can select their product. Ultimately they can select the product of their choice. So these are some of the kind of various I would say key challenges that why one should have a product configurator in place to manage the product, to manage the overall life cycle of the product. So when it comes to Teamcenter, it offers variability with mainly two solutions, that is configurator and rule stream. So Teamcenter configurator, you can see it is kind of classified as configurator to order, configure to order, or kind of CTO. And then you have rule stream application, which is kind of engineer to order, where uh, where the ETO based product developments are occurred. So there you have rule stream, and there are still there are certain organizations where you would need only product configurator as a CTO, as a CTO solution, or there could be few industries where you can have only ETO based variability management. And in between there are certain industries where both the concepts can exist, and there can be a stable integration between CTO as well as ETO. So first we'll quickly understand the difference between CTO and ETO. Probably some of you are already aware, but just in case if other folks are not and they are not aware, so maybe a quick overview on the CTO and ETO. So CTO is configured to order products. So basically it enables companies to customize and assemble products based on a specific requirement, and this is typically it happens for pre-designed components or standard components. So products are already, engineering part is already completed. Products are already, kind of manufactured. Those are kind of, in the inventory, those are kind of available. And as a customer or as an end user, I will just, give my requirements. I will select the features, and ultimately a product will be configured. Whereas in case of ETO, it's like, products are designed, from the kind of design engineered and manufactured from the scratch. So it is like each product will be a separate requirement. It will be very specific to that customer. So customer will give the requirements. Based on that requirements, OEMs will generate the proposals. They will share the costings, and then the complete flow of engineering would be started. So whether it is designing of the components, of the product, then its validation, manufacturing. So all this process would be part of each product. So with CTO, it's like, as I was mentioning, configuration is performed using the feature selection. So the standard features are exposed to the customers, or and they would do the selection, and based on that configurations would be performed. While in case of ETO, since every product is unique, and it is very specific to that customer, so it involves extensive customization as compared to CTO. Because as again, as I was mentioning, that this is very specific to that customer. Each customer will have its own requirement, to for that product. And this is typically happens in the kind of process industries where they don't manufacture the standard products as such. Their products are very specific to one customer. So when it comes to CTO, the turnaround time is a bit quicker, and it's even scalable, considering the mass production, or where the product is getting, or where the product is being manufactured at the mass level. So there CTO typically can be used. And ETO is again, since the requirement is very specific. So it is not something can be classified as a mass manufacturing. It is very specific, and thus turnaround time is bit higher in case of CTO. So uh, so that is why when it comes to ETO, it's the rule stream application which is being offered by Siemens. When it comes to rule stream, there are certain capabilities. So you have you can capture and manage the process and product configuration through the rules which you can configure. So in rule stream also there are multiple applications like rule stream architect, rule stream user, and ultimately a rule stream application which can be used by the your customers and I mean end users, and they will they will use ultimately the rules which have been configured by the architect, rule stream architect. uh, so it helps you to automate your proposal, technical data, uh, then model drawing. So it brings the automation. So for example, if there is, let's say, there is a boiler equipment, and it has to be manufactured with certain size for a certain customer, let's say customer A, and let's say there is customer B who is looking for same boiler with some different dimensions. So this complete process you can automate, like including proposals, data, technical data, drawings, 3D models, and of course the work instructions. And of course it offers integrations with CAD and PLM system, so that the information, the knowledge base, the rules that can be also saved and applied. I mean saved in PLM and as well as applied in the CAD systems. So, this is kind of a quick look, or I would say quick overview on the rule stream application. But today, like as I mentioned, we will be mostly focusing on Teamcenter product configurator, like how this is being what are all those key capabilities of Teamcenter product configurator, and what are all those building blocks. So that is something we'll see in this presentation. So like why do we need Teamcenter configurator, product configurator? So single repository for all the product variability. So it's like you could, I mean, you might have multiple products or various product suites, but there is a single repository for all the product variability, and that then you can associate this variability, a single repository of variability, to all these products, so as to like I mean so that as a centralized location you can get all the variability data. Intuitive and simple UI, I mean considering the active workspace client, so it it's quite intuitive and simple UI to author all these variability data. Then single system for planning as well as execution. Since uh, I mean the foundation is Teamcenter, and uh, it I mean since it's a separate variability. I mean since variability data is separate. Uh, uh, I mean it's managed separately as compared to engineering data. So you can link the same variability data to all the various products with the various stages. So whether it is requirement bomb, whether it is manufacturing bomb, or whether it is bill of processes, so you can use all same variability data and associate with all the products. So through that it's a single system, and you can access it. Then real-time 3D visuals, like you can visualize your product while applying these configurations. And I mean, of course, the visualization is something from the Teamcenter Foundation, so that you can utilize using Teamcenter product configurator. Uh, and of course, the important is like since I mean again, like I would like to emphasize on the foundational part of the Teamcenter. So since the foundational part is Teamcenter, so the foundational capabilities of Teamcenter, like lifecycle management of each feature, change management, uh, then whether you want to make it release the feature or whether you want to obsolete the feature, so all, and of course the access. So all these kind of things you can manage using Teamcenter. as a foundation backbone. So when it comes to product configurator at a high level, these are the various roles and their respective responsibilities. So typically, product managers or product marketing owners, they would define that they would define various uh, models, and then they would also define which features should be packaged with which model. So those kind of rules, those kind of uh, combinations they would basically decide. Then as a configurator expert or configurator administrator, he would basically define all those rules I mean, he would model all those rules into the Teamcenter product configurator data model. And as a part of that, he would author various objects in Teamcenter. And as the engineers or CAD designers, or for that matter, a sales guy, we would, I mean, all these folks would be consuming this product configurator, I mean, this variability information, and they will generate multiple configurations from the product. So, like this is at a high level, like this is how you can understand the process. Like you can see there are four different roles, like product manager, configuration specialist, engineer, and sales, or marketing, customer. So at what stage, like who is going to be responsible for what? So as a marketing manager or product manager, I will define the features, like which features should be part of the product. So it may involve both marketing feature as well as technical feature. Marketing features are something which are exposed to the end users, and technical features would be like I mean, someone from the engineering, they would basically map some of the marketing features into technical features, and then those will be exposed to the internal engineering team. Then as a configuration specialist, I will author all the rules into the product configurator data model. And then as an engineer, or I mean, as an engineer, I will consume that variability data. I will apply the variability data across my whole engineering process. So whether it is my enterprise BOM, whether it is my MBOM, or whether it is my bill of processes, or whether it is requirement BOM. So all these things can be managed here. And then those same features, I mean, marketing features, can be exposed to the sales guy or customer. And they can of course not through, I mean, this again depends on customer to customer. So some industries would expose these, or will publish these features to the ERP system, and from ERP system, whole pro I mean, whole order related part would be processed. So like from initiating purchase order to actually generating the order, and then uh, once the order is generated in ERP, so then configuration can be performed in PLM system. So it all depends on your practices. So at a high level, like this is how one can manage variability in considering the overall landscape. I mean, product landscape. So when it comes to Teamcenter product configurator, the key elements are like a dictionary. So dictionary is something. Uh, it's kind of a collection of group and families features. Uh, so we'll come to this terminologies, like what is families features. So dictionary is something like you can so all those I mean, as a manufacturer, let's say you are manufacturing like cars or vehicles. So you may have all those common features defined in the dictionary. Now you can have a global dictionary, as well as you can have product specific dictionaries. And then all those common features which you have defined in dictionaries, then you will use in respective products. So the next is like configurator context. Configurator context is again, it is something it has association with the product. So the one of the difference between dictionaries and configurator context, I mean, even though both the objects does the same thing, but dictionary is something, it is not generally associated with any product. So the features which are common will be pushed into dictionary, and configurator context will reuse the features from dictionary, and it will be associated with the product, so that on the product the features will be exposed, and you can apply configuration. Model families, this is something, it is nothing but collection of or grouping of all the models, uh, which basically is displayed by the UI in like a tree kind of form, and it gives you overall idea on all those products, I mean on all those models which are part of this model family. So product models, this is something, it is you know this can be considered as a child of model family. So where for that specific model family, the product models will be displayed. So for example, if SUV is considered as a model, model family, then all the variants of that SUV model would be would be part of the SUV model family. All the variants of that SUV would be part of the SUV model family. Then group family, group is, I mean, group is something, it is used to organize families, uh, and I mean all those related families, or it could be specific to certain area, it could be based on certain functionality. So these families can be grouped and can be again displayed in a tree kind of a UI, where you can navigate between these families and features. So family is kind of family can be considered as like uh, it represents configuration questions being asked. So for example, color. Okay, so which color? So color can be considered as family. Okay, so it is like configuration questions which are being asked. And features are nothing but the answers to that questions. So if color is family, then red, green, blue, those can be considered as features. So when it comes to product configurator, Teamcenter product configurator, these objects uh, model the real world features, and it is the job of configurator expert or configurator administrator to to model the real world features which are defined by the product managers into the Teamcenter product configurator data model. So yeah, this is the dictionary and configurator context objects like that I was talking about, that you will define, you can have dictionaries uh, uh, to create the central repository of families and features, and then you can create a configurator context which will be reusing these features from the global dictionary. Of course, configurator context object can have its own set of additional features, and then ultimately this will be associated with the product. So this is kind of a quick look on the family, I mean feature. So feature, as I again mentioned, right, it's the answer to the questions. So you have various features based on the, I mean based on the data type, you can create the features like string, boolean, then integer, date. You can also have a single select or multi-select feature. You can also have features which are marked as mandatory or optional. So these kind of all configurations we can do. I mean configurator expert can do in while he would author the, while he would be authoring this variability data. Then the next important part of product configurator is rules. So rules is basically kind of constraints which is uh, uh, which is actually limiting the system, or specifying or telling the system that okay, we have to I mean, while configuring any product, these rules or constraints need to be applied, or it should be applied, and ultimately a final product should be configured. So there are I mean, there are majorly there are four types of rules: availability rule, default, exclusion, and inclusion. So the first one, availability, this is something, which features should be available or which features should be displayed when I will be configuring any product. So that is something decided by this first rule. Default is something, I mean, when there is no users, when there is no selection either by the user or by the system. So, default rules will come into the picture, and those will make sure the certain features are automatic. I mean, those are selected by default. So, for example, if uh, uh, if there is a SUV, model line, and within that there are three different models. Let's say SUV base, then SUV sports, and I mean, let's say SUV LXI, VX, and ZXI. So if I select SUV LXI as the model, then it should and since it is, let's say, uh, I mean, the default engine with that model is, let's say, petrol variant only, like petrol engine only. So it will by default select, petrol. So this is something, you can define in the default rule. Exclusion is the features which would be automatically removed. For example, if it is only in case of top end, let's say, the top end model of SUV, certain features uh, should be uh, 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 should be excluded. So, for example, like uh, sunroof. So that is, let's say, that is available only on the uh, the last model, right? The top end. So if user selects any of the model which is lower than top end, so this feature will be automatically removed. Similarly, inclusion is like, the moment I select any model, like some features would be automatically included, and that will be basically selected. So that is something, you can do using this rules. There are other as well, like freeform and calculation. So freeform is something you can perform certain operations, particularly logical operations like maths or string. So that is something you can. So this is something you have to kind of write a script kind of a thing uh, in this rule. And calculation, this is something if you want to call some kind of custom code, or if you have some other, application which is uh, uh, calculating something. So, for example, let's say uh, for a specific voltage, the RPM of motor should be it should be dynamic. So if I, let's say, there is a voltage kind of features. So let's say 5 volt, 10 volt, and 12 volt. So in case of, if I select 12 volt, so and if I give RPM something like let's say 200, so dynamically it will calculate the value, and then it will be displayed. So that is something, codefully you can do these calculations, and those can be displayed. Now the next thing with respect to, product configurator is like its reusability, which is shared across all multiple contents. So as I was mentioning, right, uh, you can use the same variability data across multiple BOMs. So whether it is requirements, whether it is your design BOM, whether it is your engineering, I mean, enterprise BOM, or whether it is your, manufacturing BOM. So same variability can be used across different BOMs, and uh, as you will configure your, base product accordingly, all the different BOMs can also be configured. So whether it is uh, you know manufacturing BOM, whether it is bill of processes. So let's say for a certain model, uh, some changes need to be performed in the manufacturing, BOM. Uh, I mean, certain changes are there in the manufacturing BOM, and certain, operations need to be carried out in the bill of processes. So that kind of, variations you can bring as you would do the configuration in the product configurator. So here you can see, like your dictionary where you have, like vehicles, where you have define all your features, and then uh, under this product line I have vehicle X, and under that I have different models like model LXI, ZXI, VXI, and accordingly I can define these features and families, and then I can same apply to all these various one 150% bombs, out of which I will then configure the 100% bomb. Then uh, Teamcenter product configurator provides guided as well as manual configuration. Guided is something, it is kind of system validation is validation as well as configuration is performed by the system itself. And this is applicable for the valid configurations. Uh, so for users who are not who are not trained on the system, particularly with respect to feature selections and content configuration, so by using guided mode, system can on its own configure, do the validations, and can configure the product. Similarly, there is manual. So in case if user wants to manually configure, so he can manually select the features, and then the rules, I mean the constraints will come into the picture, and based on the rules defined, valid configurations would be performed. And if in case if there are any errors, so those are also would be displayed while performing configurations. So with this, what we'll do, we'll quickly see a demo, and then we'll come to this presentation. So let me just bring my demo here. So you can see this is my configurator context object. Okay. So as I was mentioning, this configurator context object is kind of single source of all the variability data. Uh, Again, I mean, here we are not displaying the dictionary object, but some of the features that I would be showing, those we have used from the dictionary. So here you will have these sections like models, features, constraints, and variants. Models is something, as I was mentioning, right? It will show you a tree-based kind of UI where you will define the model family and various models. So again, this is uh, I mean, the point which I want to again highlight, product managers would define both technical as well as marketing features. So again, it will be purely based on the it will be purely based on the organization, like which features should be exposed to which, department in an organization. So for example, technical features are something like those would be exposed to the internal teams, engineering teams, manufacturing team, and marketing features would be exposed to the like sales guy, uh, or the someone from the sales team, right? So they would be using features according to their department and roles. So here uh, we have this model family, and various models are defined. uh, so let's say SUV model family, this is the family name, and within that there are various product models we have created. At least till 6.3, I think this authoring cannot be performed from active workspace. This is to be performed from rack. But I guess I think in 2312, I think it has been exposed. I mean, I'll have to just recheck, reconfirm. But I guess it has been exposed that you can author, model family as well as models from the active workspace client. So this is kind of model family. Then this is the features. So you can see in a tree-based UI, you have the features defined. So these are the groups. Now group, as I said, it can be collection of. I mean, it is collection of various families. It could be families which are related to a certain functionality, or it could be related to a certain area. So that is something you can configure. So for example, here under the group exterior, I have defined these families antenna headlamps. Uh, and then there is interior group where you have the convenience as one family, and there it has various features like seat driver, seat, air purifier. So again, I mean, see, this is the point, right? I was like making. So these are kind of currently these are marketing kind of features. Okay, but you may have technical features as well. So these features are kind of defined. These features can be single select or multi select uh, based on various, based on your requirement. It also supports various data types like string, integer, date, boolean. So like in this view, right, you will have the kind of features defined. Then you have constraints. Like constraints is something where you define the rules. So in active workspaces, it provides the grid-based, UI where you can see the existing rules and you can author new rules as well. So here, you can from the add constraint command, you can create the constraint, which means those rules, inclusion, exclusion, or default rule, and then you can create. So here it provides. This grid-based UI. So was first section is kind of it is considered as subject and another is condition. So it is like the condition which is getting applied to which subject. So the moment you perform, when this specific condition is evaluated to true, then that specific subject would be impacted. So in this way, these kind of rules are kind of evaluated. You can also define the sequence to these rules, like in which sequence rules should be executed. You can have for same product. For same config, selection. You can have multiple inclusion rules, but that is also you can define like which inclusion rule should be evaluated first. That's something you can do it. Once you do all these things, then you have this variants section where you know you define you can create various configurations. So ultimately this is the view where you are creating various configurations. So as I would click on this configuration, you can see this is the model family that I can SUV. Under the SUV model family, it is showing all the models that I had created. Also, it will show all the these groups. Within that, it will also show the families and features. And based on the rules and constraints that we had applied, some features would be automatically selected and some would be selected by the user. So let's say here in this case, I have selected this SUV dark base product, and the moment I go to interiors, uh, here under the convenience family, you would see that certain features are not visible. And I will show you like which features are not visible. For here, the features are available like wireless charger, mounted controls, armrest, wipers. Now what I'll do, I will go to my product again uh, in this the first selection. So I'll go to products. Then I will do sport edition SUV dark sport product. Now if I come to interiors, you can see the additional features have appeared. So like air purifier, then I guess cruise control, adjustable seat driver. So those were kind of missing in the earlier variant. So this has come. As soon the moment I selected sports, some additional features are now included. So all this is being kind of being performed by the rules. So I can save a variant, in here itself in the configurator context object, or I can create a new variant after associating this variant. After associating this configurator context to the product. So that's the next step. Once you are done with the authoring of the data, so till now as a configurator expert or configurator administrator, uh, I authored the data in product configurator application. Now this data has to be consumed by the product, and that to consume, to get it consumed, we have to associate this data with the product. So what we have done here, we have associated this configurator context to one product. So let's say this is this product XOO bomb. It's let's say it's an enterprise bomb. So where it has whole 150%. So it's a 150% bomb. So you can see there are various submodules like structural subsystem, safety subsystem, power, infotainment, engine, transmission, and likewise there will be multiple other subsystems, and each would be having all those possible options. So for example, if I expand engine subsystem, it will have kind of all the possible combinations of engines. Of course, so this product cannot be manufactured since this is 150% bomb. So the what we will be doing after configuring or after applying the uh, after doing the selections through features, I will then configure out and 100% bomb, and then I will release it to the downstream applications like ERP or some other tool, maybe CPQ tool. So what I've done, this is my product. Now I will select each of the lines, component, child, I mean children, from this product, and I will, or I can assign, I mean I will assign the variant condition. So you can see the moment you select these children in the secondary work area, you see the variant condition view, where in this view you can do the I mean this is something like for which product, which features, for which product and feature combination, whether I want to configure in this child or I want to configure out. So that will be that is something, it will be evaluated by this combination. So you can have I mean currently I have shown just the product selection, but you can have the selections for the feature level as well. So for example, let's say if there is feature that uh, uh, I mean I have selected let's say sunroof as one of the feature, then automatically maybe a rooftop carrier should be automatically removed, right? So that is something I mean based on that combination, the child will be configured in or configured out. So here, through again this grid-based editor, you can
अरे
do this.
चलो आपके पास से बोले ना आटा
Yeah, so you can do these selections. Now, what I have done, I had done the selections in the variant condition view, and then once this authoring is done, now this authoring would be it would be performed by the consumer, maybe CAD designer or engineer, and of course based on the guidelines or the rules which have been authored by the product managers, these conditions would be authored, and ultimately variant conditions data would be created on the structure. Now here again I will come to the variant configuration view, and this is the same view, but now this view, we are seeing this view after opening the product. Earlier we were seeing the same view when we had opened the configurator context object. So again, I will come to this variant configuration view, and here I will select the product. So let's say I had selected one product based on certain system selections, based on the configured rules, system selected some features, and there would be some features which would be selected by user. So for example, here I had selected this product, then I can click on this next required option, so that system will guide me that which should be the next feature, next mandatory feature that I have to select or that user has to select. So based on the required feature, I'll do the selection. As soon as I will do the selection, I should be able to see this valid and complete configuration. So this is again sometimes it is also called as order bomb. So or like 100% bomb. So this can be now applied to a product, and from a 150% bomb, 100% bomb will be configured, and then that can be actually sent for that. I mean, then that it can be actually sent to the manufacturing. So once this is done, right, I can save this into a separate configuration. So for example, here I'm saving it into this VR dark SPRX, some internal name. I will save it as a separate configuration. And as soon as I save it in a separate configuration, you should be able to see that configuration into this variant rule section. So that is why you can see as a user would click on this. it has shown all the possible configurations, valid configurations which user had created. And the moment user will select that configuration, some of the lines would be configured out and configured in. So for example, here I will select the newly created configuration, and the moment I do it, you can see the speaker 10 watt and 10-inch LCD screen, that has kind of removed, right? So in this way, you can kind of author the variability data as well as associate that variability data to the structure, and then you can kind of build a 100% bomb. Now the moment you generate that 100% bomb, you can save that 100% bomb into a separate variant, you know and then that variant you can release that variant, to downstream systems like ERP, or to some other custom application, CPQ application, and there, a sales guy can then work on the actual, purchase order or the order. So again, now coming back to our slide. So at a higher level or in a big uh, picture, so how this configurator can be used is like, so you have, let's say, a CPQ system of a sales CPQ system. So CPQ is, cost, proposal quote system. So where you can have sales guy will use this system. Then you have once the CPQ order is transferred to or is sent to Teamcenter, Teamcenter can actually work. Teamcenter can actually work on that order and can configure the product. At the same time, if for process specific industries, if we have to do some kind of a design automation change in the design, so that is something can be done in the rule stream ETO application. And once the complete product is kind of configured, then you can send it to downstream applications. So this is kind of you can do. So some of the standard CPQ integrations are kind of there. You can use those. In fact, you can integrate with custom CPQ application as well. Since the APIs have been exposed for product configurator applications, so you can customize and integrate new, and you can integrate, a product configurator application with your own uh, system as well. Then when it comes to interacting or managing the variant data with respect to ERP, so again, this is something based on the industries. This may vary, but generally this could be the three options. Like you create the solution variant for product in Teamcenter and release those as it is to the ERP. So it is like, once let's say ERP system has generated the purchase order PO, it will send information to the Teamcenter. Teamcenter here, it will configure from the 150% bomb, it will configure a 100% bomb. For a separate solution variant will be created, and then that will be released uh, to the ERP. So for one of our customer, this was his kind of requirement. So where, let's say, sales guy will through a sales guy will log in internally to SAP ERP system, and a proposal would be after the proposal is finalized and the PO is generated, purchase order is generated in ERP, uh, that order will be sent to the Teamcenter. From that order, 100% bomb will be configured, and that will be then sent to the ERP back. And once it is sent to the ERP, then further manufacturing would be happen. So that is something you can do this thing. Another is like integrate Teamcenter in your overall order management process, and send result to ERP. So it is like uh, here. So the earlier was like sending 100% bomb, and all the manufacturing is kind of managed by the ERP. Whereas in this case, along with the engineering bomb and M bomb, you will also send the bill of processes. that how the product should be manufactured. That also something will send you to ERP from Teamcenter, and ultimately, the product will be manufactured. So that is again something you can do like through the same integration, Teamcenter SAP integration. So you can see, right, both the EBOM, MBOM, and BLOM processes are a 150% BOM. Those will be configured in Teamcenter, and 100% BOM, order BOM, like manufacturing BOM, as well as 100% BLOM processes, like how this product is going to be manufactured. Those will be sent to ERP, and then product will be realized. Or you can have a synchronization of your configurator knowledge base from PLM to ERP. So in that case, PLM system will only manage the configurator knowledge base. So it is kind of repository for the configurator information, and then ultimately it will send this information to ERP, and all the configurations, the complete solving operation, that will be performed by the ERP. So it is like you have engineering BOM as 150% maintained here. You will send it as it is. You will also send the configurator knowledge base, and then it is the responsibility of ERP to to build a 100% BOM from the given engineering BOM or MBOM. So this is again one of the way that can be considered with respect to Teamcenter, I mean PLM ERP integration. Moving to last point, like migrating legacy variants. Again, this is something, this may not be applicable to the new customers, or the customers who are modeling their variability in PCA. But the customers who had already used, the classic variant feature in earlier Teamcenter releases, where the variability was part of the structure itself. So there we need this, there we have this requirement where we have to migrate the old, classic variants to the PCA based variant. So here again, we have to identify the process that, uh, this is a classic option and variant data model, where the variability data is part of the product itself. It had a kind of, I would say, uh, strong dependency. It was like the variability is a variability information is going hand in hand along with the product, but that's not the case with product configurator, right? You can have any BOM of of that product, whether it is EBOM, MBOM, below processes, and then you have a separate uh, variability data, and then it is just association between the BOM and the variability data, so that same variability can be consumed by different BOMs. So uh, as I mentioned, right, this is a this is something, a whole process that we have to kind of work upon. We have to analyze the existing uh, options and variants. We have to consolidate, migrate, validate, and finalize, right? So at a high level, like these are the steps that can be performed. So there are certain standard set of tools which are given by Siemens, where we can utilize those, and through this kind of process, we can uh, uh, do a uh, we can basically do a effective migration of old you know old classic options and variants into the new PCA based uh, kind of variability. So with this, these are the overall benefits, like you can manage the complexity of all the different variants using a common variant backbone. So it's like you get a single repository to manage all your complex variability data. uh, so since it's like of reusability is there, since the variability data is common, you can reuse it amongst different bill of materials, different BOMs, and ultimately same configuration will kind of result into 100% bombs of their respective, domains. So whether it is MBOM, EBOM, BLOB processes. It also gives you a good way of managing your product lines. So, the SUV example. So you have a SUV, uh, product line, and within that you have multiple product, kind of multiple product models, and of course reusability of the rules, you know, which ultimately gives us to kind of, to author these rules in the simple grid-based UI for the various products. So that's all I had from this session. Start our topic. So let me just take this moment to introduce NexTech PLM Solutions. So we are a leading PLM services and research for the company. So we have expertise in Siemens PLM product suite, where we have a multidisciplinary industry experts across industries and uh, across solutions. We have in-depth expertise and experience, and we basically offer cost-effective solutions to the customers. So these are the offerings we have. So we have expert in Teamcenter cyber security, where we do the implementations like single sign-on, PRM, then PKI, security audit, then expanding existing PLM implementation to the next level. So like it's like implementing the additional solutions like product configurator, e-care integration, partner correct, Mendix, P4X. Then migrating rack use cases to active workspace. Since we know rack is something that's it's kind of a legacy client, so migrating your rack functionality to active workspace, this is something we are expert in. Redefining the solution, migration from legacy system to PLM, so data migrations, migration from on-prem to cloud, high-end consultations, and then most up-to-date resource. If you have any questions, queries, please go ahead. Any queries, any questions?
Will it be there any session for development of product configurator going forward?
You mean to say a demo, live demo?
A live
Or
demo or a classroom based session?
no. So I mean, so like it is. I mean, there won't be any live demo, but yes, if there are any specific requirements, we can touch base and we can try to understand, and we can model like your variability specific. I mean, we can get the requirements and we can like work upon it.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Hey, hi Mithun. This is a nice session. So I have a question. Like suppose I have a bomb, and then I have a plant specific part in it. Okay. So it's a same product family, but probably in plant A, I want to use one part. In plant B, because of the inventory availability, I wanted to use a replacement part, okay, to manufacture it. So
Correct.
now
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
plant specific, usually we use variant. Now, when the product configurator comes and replace this variant things, how do we do it? Are we going to have even the plants part of the manage plant information part of the dictionary?
Okay. So ideally, I mean, like, I mean, for one of our customer, they had one requirement. I mean, not specific to plant, but it was like location. So they were saying like if the country is some different, so they want some different rules to be applied. Now, in your case, since plant is something, it is related to inventory kind of things, right? I mean, as you were mentioning, if it is separate plant, so you want some other part to be kind of consumed or should be part of the BOM, right? So ideally, so what it can be like, I mean, so is this kind of a runtime information or a static? So like because inventory would be is going to be runtime, right? I mean,
Yeah,
like
it's going to be
you will.
runtime, but sometimes the engineering will know which one to consume. So engineering, it's definitely a manufacturing BOM, but the engineering BOM also, when they configure it, they will configure. Okay, this can go in. I mean, they apply variants on these, line items
Yeah.
based on different factors. I just gave an example of maybe availability. It may not be an availability. It could be something else too. Location
Okay.
specific,
Okay.
as you said. Plant, in this case, let's think as location
Yeah.
in your example.
Okay. Okay. So in that case, I mean, like what we can do, we can have a rule as well. I mean, I was talking about that calculation. So that is something, I mean, free form rule where based on certain condition, the line rule is evaluated and line can be either configured in or configured out, because having plant in the feature is something, I mean, obviously it cannot be a marketing feature, but
Understand, correct. It is not a
uh,
marketing feature. So
yeah,
if I understand, usually all the marketing features and the product family information are configured in the dictionary and options, and configuration context will actually use this information and associate with a product.
the product, correct, yes,
Now,
yes.
when we push these to downstream applications, say Oracle or SAP, what are we pushing? Are we pushing the configuration context information along with the product? Maybe
No,
not.
so no. So as I was mentioning, right, there could be three approaches. So in most cases, it's like you configure the product in the PLM system itself, 100% BOM, and then you send that BOM to the ERP. So so there is no no need to send the configuration related data. It's like since the 100% BOM is going as it is, so that is going to be
Okay.
manufactured.
So if I understand or reiterate, if I wanted to push this 150% BOM to Oracle, actually in the integration logic or code, I have to apply this variant rule, bring it down to 100% and push it and repeat it for all the plants.
Correct. So that is one way, or the other way is like the third option, right? You send 150% BOM to ERP. Along with that, you send variability data as well, and you apply. I mean, you do the configurations in the ERP system itself.
Okay, how do we send this variability data? Does integration, I mean, all the
Yes, T4
AIG
supports.
integrations
Yes,
provided?
yes. AIG supports. Yeah.
AIG supports this integration, which can be sent along with the BOM transfer. Okay,
Yes.
that part I wanted to actually have little. Okay, yeah, good. Thanks for pointing me, throwing some light on that. I'll dig some deep. But this is a great session. Thank you. That's from my end. Thanks for clarifying.
Thank you.
Thank you all for joining this session. This is Sandeep Dalvi. I'm representing NexTech as a technical director. So if you are looking for any additional information, please reach out to us, and we are there to help you in your configuration journey. I mean, this is really a very powerful product, I would say, to manage the product variability. So, I mean, like, definitely we can help you there. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.